The old church of St Nidan is a medieval church close to the Menai Strait. The first church on the site was established in the 7th century by St Nidan, the confessor of the monastery at Penmon, but the oldest parts of the present structure, now closed and partly ruined, date from the 14th century. In about 1500 the church was enlarged by the addition of a second nave on the north side, separated from the earlier nave by an arcade of 6 arches. During 1839 till 1843 a new church was built nearby to serve the local community, partly due to the cost of repairing the old church. Much of the building was subsequently demolished, leaving only part of the western end and the central arcade. The decision was condemned at the time by Harry Longueville Jones, a clergyman and antiquarian, who lamented the melancholy fate of what he called one of the largest and most important churches on the island of Anglesey. Other appreciative comments have been made about the church both before and after its partial demolition. After that a new church was opened, the old church was used as a chapel for funerals for a period of time. It has been restored by the owners of the adjoining house and is occasionally open to the public. The remaining parts of the church are a Grade 2 listed building, a national designation given to particularly important buildings of more than special interest, in particular because St Nidan's is regarded as a good example of a simple medieval rural church, enriched by 15th century additions. In the 12th century, Gerald of Wales said that the church possessed a curious stone carving similar to a thigh that would always return by the next day no matter how far away it was taken. A Norman Earl, Hugh de Avranches, 1st Earl of Chester, who died in 1101, had tested this story by throwing the stone into the sea, chained to a large rock, only to discover that the stone had returned by the next morning. As a result, the Norman Earl issued an order that no one was to attempt to move it. It was popularly believed that if a couple had sexual intercourse near the stone, something that Gerald said happened frequently, it would sweat large drops of water and the woman would not become pregnant. Henry Rowlands wrote that the stone had been stolen from the wall of the churchyard, into which it had been set, during his time at St Nidan's. A sandstone chest containing bone fragments, possibly are relics of a saint, were found buried beneath the altar. The chest and the church's 13th century font were relocated to the new church. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Later we will have a look at some of the old gravestones. Ownership of the church was passed down to Henry VIII at the dissolution of the monasteries in 1535. His successor, Elizabeth I, granted the advowson, the right of a patron to choose the parish priest, and the grounds surrounding St Nidan's, including the estate and house, to an Edward Downarm and a Peter Ashton. Thereafter, in the following centuries, the right and the land passed on through sale, on marriage and by bequest into the hands of the Boston family. The cleric and antiquarian Henry Rowlands, who wrote a history of Anglesey entitled Mona Antiqua Restaurata, was the vicar of St Nidan's from 1696 until his death in 1723. Thomas Williams, a politician and businessman who became wealthy through copper mining in Anglesey, was buried in the churchyard in 1802, but was reburied at St Tegfans in the 1830s. Isaac Jones, a cleric and translator of theological texts, was a curate and of other churches in the vicinity from 1840 until his death in 1850. He is buried in the churchyard of St Nidan's. The sculptor John Gibson, 1790 to 1866, was the son of William Gibson, the fourth of his family to serve as the parish clerk at St Nidan's. The Gibson family was associated with the church from the early 18th century onwards. The baptism of Grace, daughter of George Gibson, is recorded in the registers in 1708.